Aura Fire since his entrance, I guess.
Presence, yeah.
His presence in the team. Season 8, 6th place. Season 9 being the second runner-up or 3rd place in Season 9. And now it's time to take a look at the draft once again. Aura, in the second phase, banning out that Dairoth after picking up the Esmeralda. A standard ban when you have an Esmeralda on your team. But for ONIC, they go for the ban towards the Lilia, targeting perhaps Facehugger, trying to force him on that Faramis.
Yeah, we'll have to see here now. Aura Fire, what will they go for here? It seems like composition-wise, Esmeralda as well as Beatrix, same as team number 1, but potentially this Beatrix will be played by Kabuki, so perhaps expecting a different outcome. Meanwhile, ONIC Esports, with that Papal Koopa, of course, their play is to take down objectives, take down turrets ASAP.
Well, for Aura, I think they can go for something a bit more fighter-orientated. They ban out the Balmond because now, if they want to go for a fighter in the jungle, right? Someone that can duke it out in the early game, they have a chance of bullying ONIC in those team fights, but they would require a bit more crowd control as well, especially because ONIC has the Diggy. I think they can't really bank everything on one single engage. They have to have 2 engage tools so that they can switch it out and catch ONIC off guard.
We're still waiting for 2 jungler picks here. Karina is still up for grabs with the Ling as well as the Paquito. We haven't seen a Paquito picked up. It is a signature pick for Boots here in Season 10. Will we see ONIC ban the Karina perhaps? Make it an assassin via assassin battle in the jungle.
Ooh.
Ling Lancelot perhaps? Maybe even forcing Hai to play something like the Natan in the jungle. ONIC though, they will just remove Julian from the game. Aura with the first pick in the second phase.
Okay, we'll have to see here with that Julian off the shop. The first pick in the second phase, I do feel like they need burst, right? They need burst, or they need, yeah, Karina can be the play here. I think they should pick up the Karina. Remember, Hai has played multiple times with the Karina, but take a look, a quote from Luminaire. I think now the number 1 mid laner is Facehugger.
What do you think, Arashi?
Do you stand by that statement?
That's a strong statement. I think we have to try and look at his performance so far in the season later on. I think we have to just see a bit more of a sample size before we can make that distinction just yet. But coming from a man of his stature, I think it is very, very, a very credible opinion for sure. But now, for the side of ONIC Esports, they have 2 more picks right here, and I think it's going to be a frontline for sure, right? They need someone to actually accept, quote-unquote, accept the engage, and then make that outplay happen.
I think
Uranus?
Yeah,
For Boots?
I don't know why I'm seeing Lapu Lapu.
I don't know, Lapu can work in this composition. I'm not saying it won't work, but the thing is, if you're up against an Esmeralda here, you want to have someone with equal presence, with equal pressure, maybe possibly even cutting the waves, and Uranus provides that. We'll see though, what do they pick? It's a Cho and a signature pick. Kairi Samsung Ling.
Samsung Ling.
Woo. Finally!
Oh my god, alright.
We got a chance to see
the crowd's
Kairi
going wild.
on that assassin here.
Oh my god, alright. We're in for a show. It's gonna be Natalia though, from Aura. So, Natalia jungle.
Natalia jungler.
Okay, this should be a good game, alright? We're going to see both teams going full throttle with their compositions, with their win conditions. It also fits their teams, their identities very, very well here, Arashi. Wow, what do you think?
I think it's just great. I think it's great that Aura is trying to match essentially ONIC with their own strategies, right? So I think they have to try and, they shouldn't try and copy ONIC. They should try and go with what works for them, because different teams have different play styles, and I think coming up with their own unique one will be very beneficial, even not just for this game, but for the matches upcoming as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. I think both teams going all in their second game. ONIC Esports, they looked to close the series with a 2-0. But Aura Fire on the other side with this Natalia jungle is looking to force a game 3. We'll have to wait and see here.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna dive straight into the Land of Dawn. It is time to see Kairi's Ling and Hai's Natalia in action, as both of the junglers will be able to clear out the first jungle creep, their purple buffs, without any disturbance. Kairi, though, he's opting out of that Litho Wanderer fight, going straight for the bottom side.
That is very smart indeed. And talking about the matchup in the jungle, Natalia has an advantage. We've seen that happen again and again. But ONIC, this is not a 1v1 game. It's a team game. So Kairi can play off his teammates and probably come out on top here, depending on how this game plays out.
It's Cho mid.
Yeah, Valentina.
And Valentina XP. So this is something we've seen many times from ONIC, bringing that Cho as a mid laner. Thoughts?
I think it's good if you can catch the prio heroes once again. I mean, still Drian, Cho mid, but building tank, so still providing the utility and as well as CC here. But remember, there's a fun fact: Natalia jungler is popularized by Black Wise when they won against NXP EVOS in BLPH Season 10.
Game 3. I watched that match, but meanwhile in the mid lane though, High jumping in, picking up first blood on the Natalia. That's your first blood by the Samsung Galaxy A series as Kairi goes over to that top side, tries to look for a trade possibly. No, he just goes in for the gold buff. He jumps in onto Kabuki, taking the shot and picking up that gold buff away from Aura.
I was about to say that the Cho pick, it's going to be very good because you can clear the lane and also be relatively tanky and secure in case of ganks. But Aura, especially High, they just make it happen. They take out Drian there. So later on, I think it's going to be a bit more difficult depending on the build that he goes for, as Boots right here gets ganked up again by High.
Yeah, seems like it is going to be a 2v1, but Boots all top side.
There's a gank right here. Kairi trying to go in, but it's not going to be able to actually. He just goes in for the other member. That's Kabuki taken down. Kairi with the Tempest of Blades going in, picking up the Blades, but Samo picks the kill up. Meanwhile, down below, Turtle taken down. Objective traded for an objective of a turret from ONIC Esports, and they lead. They take that gold lead back into their own pockets.
I mean, they got 2 kills as well, so that trade was just heavily favoring ONIC Esports. Remember, High.
Full turret gold.
Full turret gold as well, so a lot of things grabbed by ONIC Esports. It is still ONIC Esports with the control here. We'll have to see here as High is only at 1 kill. We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly, and with that play, they also avoid an early game fight where there is advantage on the side of Aura Fire to come in with that Cult Altar. So they're able to actually get 2 birds with 1 stone, and especially for Kairi, right? He's on the lane. He is not going with the Demon Slayer though, and he's able to just farm up a Storm right here. And Aura Fire, I think they want to try and throw a wrench in his plans, maybe soon, because otherwise he's going to be an absolute monster in the mid game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for the next fight to happen, you guys can grab food right now with the 20,000 IDR discount with the promo code grb.to/MPLIDX grab, or you could scan the QR code down below.
We'll have to see here because top turret is down. I think the right play for CW is to go down bot, but it seems like here Samo taking a lot of damage. Drian here now to target. 3-4 members is on him, and now Drian will not be able to escape, even though he has the flicker, but he has 0 time to press that flicker. Now Samo can be the target here. He will fall as well, and 2 kills collected rapidly here by side of Aura Fire. They are stepping on the gas.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Kairi just clears the wave up.
Yeah, Aura Fire, they try and equalize that tower disadvantage here as High goes in aggressively, knowing that the members of ONIC Esports are still responding as Facehugger just makes that aggressive play.
Facehugger coming in, bringing CW back and even zoning Kairi away. Aura have equalized in terms of that gold. They've actually picked up the gold lead for themselves as they go on to the second turtle, securing it without any pressure back, without any response. But Kairi comes in with a retribution, doesn't find it. It's actually going to be High, as well as that mid lane Fluffy with a Purify, able to get away. Tempest of Blades though, by Kairi to pick up the kill as he goes to pick up all the blades and he jumps away just with 1 HP, living, styling.
I love it. I love it. I mean, yeah, finally we get the chance to see Kairi on the Assassins. And yeah, good display. I mean, at this point, 1-0-1, and otherwise, Rashi, what can you say that is significant?
Well, Kairi already has a Windtalker, so a lot more DPS in those situations. But for High, with the mobility boots as well as the Heptases, he's going to have a lot of burst damage. And at least in the early game, I think they need to be very, very careful because most of their members are squishy and they require their spells to try and stay alive, right? If Ling gets silenced, if Valentina gets silenced, they don't really have a lot of counterplay options in their own arsenal. So I think that is something that Aura Fire can take a full advantage of.
Right, we'll have to wait and see here as High is already setting something up. Samo opening up the vision. Oh, the combination here. Aura High and as well as Facehugger. Oh, the backup.
Turnaround here. Cold Ultra placed by Facehugger, but CW gets in the two-man knockup. Meanwhile, Drian goes up and away the dragon onto Facehugger, still able to dash away the Shunpu as Fluffy knocks him down with the feather. Wait, Kabuki with the snipes.
Oh!
He gets it. Falling Star Moon there, immobilizing him, but man, the discipline by Aura, they just wait for Kabuki to land that shot. I stood still. I waited myself for that shot to connect, and it did. In the end, Aura, they pick up a turret off of that play, and there's nothing traded back from ONIC.
Yeah, it seems like Aura Fire now they have more confidence. They all have a convincing lead as well. 1,000 gold economy. What can they brew up here? They really need to step up again in this entering the mid game, but we'll have to see here. ONIC Esports, they with this composition, I feel like their winning condition is more complicated here. We'll have to see here as another turtle is up.
Okay, Drian looking for a pick. He goes in, Fluffy in the back lines with the falling Star Moon, able to zone Kairi back away from that mid lane bush as he goes to clear out the waves. High jumping in onto Koopa. Fluffy backing away, both teams just trying to micromanage the waves to set up for the third and final turtle of the game.
But it's more difficult for the side of ONIC Esports because Aura Fire, this is something we've come to expect, right? They win the fights first and then they go for the towers, they go for the turtle. So right now, they have the advantage in trying to make a fight happen, provided that the Cult Altar is there. So I think ONIC Esports need to try and bait that out, unless they want to try and fight Aura Fire in that turtle, where they're just forced to fight, or just give up the turtle anyway. So I think options are on the table for both teams. It just depends on how they macro out this fight.
Okay, are now still both teams here just dancing around in the turtle area. High though, already moving aggressively on towards Rian. That's information we'll have to see here as 5 members is in that vicinity here.
There you go. Boots took that Cult Ultra away. Kabuki finds the turtle right here as Drian goes up and away the dragon. Boots finally using the Cult Ultra. Kairi coming back in, but he's going to get taken out of that Cult Ultra. Both teams disengaging. Aura pick up the turtle. Go Diva! Flickers forward, gets the holy baptism, but he is the one who falls in the end. It's a 1-for-1, a kill for a neutral objective as Aura Fire will be forced to back away.
A little too aggressive there by Godiva. He flickered Holy Baptism, but remember, you have Diggy on your opponent. Of course, that stolen there by Esmeralda. Well timed as well, but yeah, you have the ult from the side of Diggy, which just eliminates every CC. So yeah, that was a misplay perhaps.
That was a great time journey by Samo HT on the Diggy, man. I think Godiva was trying to catch both of them off guard, and if it worked out, that would have been 2 pickoffs for the side of Aura Fire, because the spells were already used in that previous engagement. But with the time journey, they were able to turn things around, and so ONIC Esports, they're definitely still in the game right now. But as you can see, when they fight 5v5 with the Cult Altar, Aura Fire's composition just does a lot more for them.
Yeah, and this is most probably the reason Aura Fire went for the Natalia. High is most probably just going to jump on the Diggy before he gets the time journey out. Silencing him for Aura Fire to burst them down. The thing is though, Diggy won't be bursted down.
Yeah.
Because of the Cult Altar, then Boots can keep on just taken away from Aura Fire. It's going to be very, very tough to actually just one-shot Samo. I'm really curious to see his build, Arashi. Do you know what he's building here?
Not just yet, but I assume it's a bit more tanky, because obviously ONIC Esports, they do not have a lot of physical defense, a lot of like frontline to deal with Aura Fire. And as you mentioned, it's just so good from ONIC Esports to make sure that they have 2 win conditions, right? They can rely on the Cult Altar to stall, or they can rely on the time journey to try and deny the engage. Either way, Aura Fire, they have to try and do 2 engages instead of 1.
Let's see though, again, Agani in the mid stage of the game. Drian is actually trying to open up the map there. That's going to be Godiva stunned up by the Bidem Koopa, brought back by the reverse time as High jumps in, gets CW with the help of Godiva. Cult Altar placed. That's Kabuki taken out of the Cult Altar. He's still able to dash away right now, but look at the flicker. Gets out of the Tempest of Blaze. Falling Star Moon on to 2 members. Drian and Boots forced to back away, and Aura Fire, they pick up a 1-for-0.
Wow, that is a very good deal there. If you're an Aura fan, he gets CW and now 0 casualties. The Lord is up here. Will they commit to the Lord? And yeah, again, a fight is still brewing. Drian is low here. Oh, he gets taken down.
Kabuki with the snipes, going for Samo next. Fluffy picks the kill up. Boots trying to defend the turret, but Kabuki with the Wesker just picks it up. They go for the enemy purple buff as well. ONIC though, running away. Boots flickering out of the Holy Baptism. Ling is still down below. Look at what Kairi's been able to do down below, taking 2 of the turrets down.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care, right? I mean, he gets a turret downstairs. And yeah, Aura of Fire, they need to react, sure. In that trade, still heavily favoring Aura of Fire. They get established. They establish a 2,000 gold lead as well. But yeah, Lord is yet to be touched, Arashi.
Not for now. And for Kairi, he was 2 levels ahead of High. He is 1 level ahead now. So his split push, his farming rotations have been very, very good. And with the split push, there's a chance that they can just avoid all the team fights that Aura Fire wants altogether. But of course, if you look at the item builds right here, High has a very respectable amount of farm as well. And we have seen that Natalia can essentially 1v1 the Ling given the right circumstances. So understanding that though, Kairi is building a bit more physical defense just in case it comes down to that.
Look at the items though here, Arashi. The Diggy is going tank, so is the Cho. Meanwhile, down below, Hai jumped onto Kairi, taking a lot of HP away from him, taking the turret as well in that bottom side. So now it is equal in the bottom lane. Tier 2 for Tier 2. Kairi, no purple buff. This is going to be a problem, Gani.
This is going to be a problem, and we'll see here how our Fire can somehow exploit that fact. But yeah, I do agree with you, Rashi, there. Back then, a very good item built by Ling. By Kairi, he opted for a Dreadnought armor to respect the physical potential damage outcome. But now, seems like our Fire, they are looking for an engage here. They're looking for the right engage. It seems like invading the purple buff is going to be the answer.
Oh, yeah, Hai dishes it out, and that's exactly what they were looking for. They don't put Facehugger in a position where Boots can take that Cold Altar. They jump straight onto Samo, take him down, and because of that, they have pressure back. Bygedam Koopa onto Fluffy. Drian with the Jeet Kune Do, bringing it back though. What the heck is that damage? That's a tank, and he got bursted, melted down. Kairi needs to look for a miraculous steal as Hai dishes the damage out onto the Lord. They don't need the retribution. That's the Lord slain by Kabuki, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. Meanwhile, down below, Holy Baptism unable to connect onto anyone. Samo back up, respawned. ONIC Esports on the back foot, 6,000 gold deficit.
6,000 gold lead here, yeah, and now our Fire with this Lord push, they can slowly but surely give more pressure for side of ONIC Esports. Add that build, that economy more. Take a look at the damage dealt by X. It is actually still the Dicky dealing a lot of damage, more damage than Hai as well as Boots.
That is that perfectly balanced Diggy damage. And right below him is Hai though, and after that it's Boots. So the members we've talked about, we want to highlight the gold laners and the mid laners are actually not on top in this game, and they're just off the bank of just so much macro plays, right? These fights are never just straightforward fights. It's always contests in the objectives. It's always a battle of setups, and I think Aura is getting the better of ONIC right now.
Yeah, Enhanced Lord up top, taking a whole lot of HP from the turret with Kabuki as well. They're going to be able to take the base turret down. Aura Fire now leading once again, trying to utilize the Lord even more, pushing in mid and bottom, but they decide to back off. It's going to be the render shot though. He changed it. He goes in for Samo, almost taking him down. Does Kabuki have a Blade of Heptases?
I believe he does. I think I spotted one on his inventory earlier. And he's been absolutely deadly, man. We haven't seen as many big team fight ultimates like, like the Nibiru's Passion from Kabuki, but that is not because he hasn't been able to make those plays. It's because on the esports, they're staying away from those clumped up situations. So if it comes down to that, if they are forced to do so later on, especially in their base, I think that is where Kabuki can make the insane plays happen. And for now, he's just happy to take pot shots at the members of ONIC Esports.
Yeah, I mean, Kairi there with that Windtalker, Berserker Fury, and as well as Malefic Roar is still looking to turn this game around. But looking at the player's gold by UBS, it is still Kabuki leading. Okay, an open engage by side of Aura Fire, but it seems like ONIC Esports can deflect this one.
Uh-oh, Kabuki just does so much, poking ONIC down again and again with the render shots, and it's literally choking ONIC, right? ONIC are suffocating inside of that base. They don't have the pressure. Maybe, yeah, they don't even have the poke to respond. And now we're going to take a look at the item. So Kabuki doesn't have a Blade of the Heptaseas, and he's still doing that much damage, Arashi.
Yep, he went for the Wind of Nature just in case they make a big play towards him in this game. But here we go. Gian makes a play onto Fluffy.
A lot of damage plays. That's going to be the Immortality used, but Cult Alter from Facehugger comes into play. That's going to damage coming from high as he jumps in all the way to the back lines. But the Cult Alter again responded away by Boots. Kabuki not in the team fight. He is still in that top side, and Aura are winning it. It's a 1-for-1 in a 4v5. Aura trying to utilize this with Samo down. They have a man advantage. High was taken down, so it's actually ONIC who have the better team fight, but guess what? It doesn't matter. With Kabuki on this Beatrix, he can just do that. He can hit the turret out of the range, he can use the Renner to gun CW down, even Kairi.
I think that is the main job for Drion and as well as Kairi here to target that Beatrix, that Kabuki. Yeah, we're now seeing Kairi here. Oh my god!
No.
Oh my goodness.
That is a lot of damage coming in from Kabuki. That is the Beatrix shotgun, man. It does an insane amount of damage, and it was a valiant attempt from Kairi to try and secure himself a purple buff because Aura has not been giving it to him. Unfortunately, though, he will be taken out, so this will be a free lord for the side of Aura Fire, and ONIC Esports is back to try and gamble a team fight out in the base defense scenario.
Man, now Facehugger 305. And yeah, with this Lord push, they can actually expose the base. They might actually end the series here and force a game 3. We'll have to wait and see here as Kai and friends trying to find the right engage. Providing the poke damage here. Kabuki takes the base turret bot side. Fluffy is taking care of the bot side turret as well. Is the base to expose here, Mirko, is the question.
Well, yeah, with 3 base turrets taken down without the help of the Enhanced Lord, they can just go straight for the base. 12-5, 9,000 gold lead. Again, another snipe coming in to Samo this time. Fluffy jumping in with the falling star move. Winner truncheon early here to get out of Drion's damage as High jumps in once again onto Boom. Tactical also used. Drion kicking away.
High.
Kabuki, but High in the back line just going onto the base. And Aura picks this game up with Kabuki flickering forward with the Wesker damage. They equalize 1-1. And we have a third game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo. Yeah. What a game. After a dominating first game, it seems like in the second game, actually ONIC Esports, they were lost. They couldn't check any of their winning condition. And Aura Fire will exploit that fact. And Aura Fire, if you're listening now, if you're tuning in now, they have won. Kabuki cannot be taken down.
Yep, it's a great equalizing game from Aura Fire, and now ONIC is the one that has to go back to the drawing board because in game number 1, we mentioned already that Aura Fire, if they're not ahead, they don't do so hot, but right now in game number 2, you saw what they can do when